Her name was Clara Bennett, a 1-year-old woman living in the quiet borough of Richmond in southwest London. The neighbourhood was peaceful rows of Victorian houses, small bookshops, and the smell of fresh bread from the bakery on the corner. To anyone looking in, Clara's life seemed enviable. She had a thoughtful husband, a charming flat, and a secure position in the local art gallery. But inside, Clara felt none of the happiness she showed the world. 1 year earlier, she had married a man named James. He was 35, a kind-hearted primary school teacher who always had a warm smile and a gentle word. James adored Clara. He brought her flowers on Friday afternoons, cooked her favorite risotto when she was tired, and left her little handwritten notes in her handbag. But Clara didn't marry James out of love. She had been devastated after the end of a relationship with someone else, a man named Oliver. In her heartbreak, she convinced herself that marrying a good man would heal her pain. She told herself love might grow in time, but it never did. And now she was the one quietly suffering. One evening, they sat together on the balcony, the Thames glimmering in the distance. James looked at her and said, "Clara, I know you don't love me yet, but I believe you will. I can wait. My love is strong enough for both of us." Clara wanted to cry. His words were full of hope, but she felt no hope at all. She smiled when she didn't mean it. She said thank you when she felt nothing. Her mother had once told her, "Clara, love can grow. Marriage is not only about passion, it's about respect and patience." Clara had tried to believe it, but each day she felt more like a stranger in her own home. Then, one Sunday morning, James asked softly, "Do you want to have a baby? I think it would bring us closer." Clara froze. The thought of having a child with a man she did not love filled her with dread. She simply whispered, "I'm not ready." Weeks later, after many sleepless nights and long talks with her closest friend Eleanor, Clara gathered the courage to tell James the truth. She sat with him, her hands trembling, and said, "James, you are a good man, but I don't love you. I never did. I married you because I was hurting, and I thought my feelings would change. They haven't." James was silent for a long moment. Then, with quiet sadness, he said, "I know. I saw it in your eyes. I just didn't want to believe it." There was no shouting, no anger, only the heavy stillness of two people who knew something had ended. A few days later, Clara packed her things and left, moving into Eleanor's spare room. At first, there was only guilt and grief, but slowly she began to feel lighter. She started taking long walks along the river, watching the boats drift by. One afternoon, she joined a creative writing class at the community center. Writing gave her a voice she hadn't used in years. Months later, she found a small flat of her own, just a short walk from the gallery. It wasn't grand, but it was hers. She painted the walls a pale blue, placed a vase of fresh tulips on the kitchen table, and began each day with her own pot of tea. She thought of James sometimes, wishing him happiness. He had given love freely, and she hoped one day he would receive it in return. Clara knew her story wasn't perfect, but it was honest. She had learned that marrying for the wrong reason was far lonelier than being alone. And she wanted others to know it's never too late to tell the truth and never too late to begin again. My dear listeners, stories like Clara's remind us that honesty both with others and with ourselves is one of the most powerful tools we have in life. As you listen today, I hope you notice the past tense verbs, the emotional vocabulary, and the way we describe feelings in English. Use these expressions in your own conversations to share your truth, whatever it may be. And remember, sometimes the bravest thing we can do is to start over. Until next time, I'm Catherine Whitmore, wishing you courage, clarity, and peace of heart.